Now, for the first time ever, China is hosting the G20 Economic Summit, and President Xi Jinping has warned of the global economy sitting at a crucial crossroads. Well, things are no different on home soil, what with fears over China's economic slowdown. In some parts of the country, the local GDP has plummeted, such as in Tieling, where it lost more than 6% in 2015. Well, that's led to the hard-hit city being dubbed the ground zero of China's economic slowdown. Correspondents take a closer look for today's Focus Report.
The business climate is clearly not good in Tieling. Much like a recently developed business district in Tieling, the rest of the city remains relatively quiet. The reason is simple. The local economy has contracted by 6.2% over the past year. Among the few businesses making money in Tieling, companies specializing in providing overseas work visas. Tong Shuifei is among those promising clients a new life in places such as Japan or Australia.
It's become normal in Tieling. Workers move abroad to earn more money, then send it back here to their relatives. I know a lot of families that are much better off now. They have more money, it's a better life, thanks in part to us. We provide them with great opportunities. When you think about it, why shouldn't we help them? After all, we're helping the city.
Advertisements promoting work abroad visas are plastered on the streets throughout Tieling, with companies like Tong Shuifei's hoping to spark interest among the 3 million people looking for a way out of what has become the city with the worst GDP in China. Promises of opportunities in places such as Europe, the United States, South Korea, and elsewhere has people like Sun Jia considering making a move. His brother took the opportunity a couple of years ago to move to the United States, and now as a local taxi driver, Sun Jia is thinking about the same thing.
2 years ago, if I was working very hard, I could earn a lot of money. I was making as much money as taxi drivers can make in Europe or in the United States, around $2,000 a month. But over the last number of months, it's become more and more difficult. I earn half of what I used to. Here in Tieling, I now see many people who are preferring to leave. Many of my friends or former colleagues work now in factories abroad. I know a lot of them.
So what is it that's dragging Tieling's economy down? The answer can be found on the road to the Diaobingshan coal mine. It usually takes around an hour to reach it, but today, we did it in only 20 minutes. Trucks full of coal that would normally make traffic a nightmare along this road are now idle. To counter overproduction in the mining sector, the Diaobingshan mine has been flagged by the government as one which can reduce activity. This has led to severe consequences for the region. Local steel output has decreased by 89%. Tieling's fiscal revenues are down almost 50%. The region is in trouble. Mine employees who've managed to keep their jobs at this point admit the situation remains bleak.
Compared with several years ago, economic activity isn't what it was, but we're still going to try to save it.
To try to improve the situation, local authorities created the concept of a new logistics city in 2010 to attract companies operating in the innovation, service, or e-commerce sector.
A modernized logistics city has begun to take shape. It's growing rapidly. It truly has the appearance of a great leap forward in development.
6 years later, New Logistics City is a ghost town. Yu Zishun is one of the few entrepreneurs who decided to settle here, even though his business is in woodworking, which is nowhere near the high-tech or service-oriented operations local authorities had hoped to attract.
The majority of the shops around here are in the clothing industry or construction sector, and even those are very few and far between. I decided to come here because the rent was cheap and the building was unoccupied, but really there are no real technological companies around here.
The Chinese government has been advocating innovation anywhere in the country to try to counter the industrial decline, something which is still going to take a lot of work to accomplish in Tieling.
Time now